Hello.
Hi.
Let's wait for a few more minutes. Maybe somebody else will join. Okay, I'm going to put link to this document into chat. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we see it.
Thank you. Please put your names into attendees list. We always forget to do this. And welcome everyone on Cozystack bi-weekly community meeting. I have to fix it. I'll repeat that we have Telegram group and Slack channel where you can join and ask your questions. Do we have anybody new in this meeting who didn't introduce yourself? Might be a good time to put a few words about yourself right now. Or we can switch to agenda. So today I'm going to introduce the new Cozystack release. We already sent few patch releases after that. So anyway, new v0.34 includes many changes for various stuff like OpenAPI. We did a lot of changes for OpenAPI. Also enhanced support of virtualization. So we wrote few guides about how can you install Windows virtual machines and Mikrotik router OS. Edit options for specifying bus. So now then not only video bus supported, you can switch between SCSI and virtual buses. Also implemented vertical port autoscaler for vertical port autoscaler. We had an issues when it was eating so many resources. So we decided, why don't have VPA for VPA? We also introduced PVC. Finally, we introduced PVC snapshot functionality in tenant Kubernetes clusters. That was one of the issue on the new release. So please don't use 0.34.0. Use one or two. And also, we allowed users to choose the version of Kubernetes they want to install. We support multiple versions. Now you have this version selector. What else was there? We fixed also our API for singular resources calling and also a few more changes. The dashboard was reworked a little bit. So for now, YAML editor is the main one. The visual one is going to the second place. The reason to this because it wasn't working well in many cases. We decided to put YAML editor at first, and now we started working on new dashboard. I will show them a little bit later. Also, we introduced multi-zone for CVDFS. So now it should be supported to deploy CVDFS and multiple zones. In case if you want to have spread cluster, it will automatically configure topology for between the zones. Many fixes. I will not mention all of them, and many updates for components. KubeVirt, LinStore, and Talos Linux were updated. Also, we updated FairyDB to the new major version. They changed API, so this is breaking change. Unfortunately, it does not support update from the previous version, but new version should be fully compatible with MongoDB, and it should be faster. They use different logic for storing document information in Postgres. That's actually it. Now we're working on additional features for what are we working in now? Totally forgot. So I can say from my side, I'm working on adding support for connecting external CVDFS cluster. So in this way, you can have separated S3 storage in different cluster, let's say for backups, and let it be connected from the compute cluster. Also, we updated our roadmap. Now it is publicly available on GitHub. You can see all the issues here. We have exact date when it should be done. Please feel free to watch it. And one more announce that for now we're still working hard on enhancing our API and user experience. So for defining values for our applications, we also wrote additional tool. It's called Cozy Values Gen, like enhanced tool for generating open API schema for Helm charts. It works slightly different than usually similar tools are working. When you have values, you can put additional conditional comments into it, and then it will generate Go structures from it, custom resource, and finally get a value schema JSON out of this. The syntax can be seen in examples file. So we slightly changed the syntaxes for this. For example, the top level parameters have type specified, and you can define your structure like this. In case if they are having fields which are string, you specify just string. If it's optional, you can specify star.string, star string. And this way you can actually create many various definitions for various dates, various type of resources. For example, for CPU and memory, we implemented quantity resource. So let's say this will help you to define, to validate the forms before they send to the Kubernetes itself. Please feel free to use it. If you're interested to help us, we will welcome you to write similar files to define all the applications in such format. For now, only 3 of them are defined like that. If you could help us in looking way for to contribute into Cozystack, just let us know, and I will explain how to do that. And finally, the most exciting part, I guess, why there are so many people on this meet, is a new dashboard demo. We have friends who actually did the new dashboard. They just open sourced it. So this is new project, not some other projects, not fork actually. They implemented their new project to have highly customizable dashboard based on Kubernetes. The dashboard is written on TypeScript. It can be fully customized and configured through the custom resources. And we already did some POC for how it can work with Cozystack. We have this demo environment. We implemented sidebar, how it could look like. All the type of resources now can be available in this sidebar. Let's say virtual machines, virtual machine instances, all the PaaS services. and things like so. Inside of this dashboard, you can see information which you want to show to the users. For now, this is just simple forms, but they already allow you to write JSON path and query additional options, let's say metric storages in monitoring or get the conditions. The interesting stuff that all of this dashboard is fully configured through the custom resources. Here is the pull request for this, and I'm going to show how it works. So we have a dashboard config chart. It includes dashboard config. Here is definition for the monitoring application. Just for example, table array mapping allows you to enable mapping for those lists. Let's say we have monitoring lists. By default, it is not clickable. If you click on it, it will redirect you to the URL you specified in the path to navigate. You can define additional custom column overrides. This is how you configure this those forms, and you can use it also to configure the columns here in the listing. And finally, you have a resource which is called factory. This is exactly how you want to show this resource to the user. Inside of this, it includes many default forms from the React and also some custom forms. This is definition of what should be shown to the user. The coolest thing that it allows you to specify fetch URL for the additional resources. Let's say if you deploy deployment, it can show you list of the replica sets and list of pods which are created by this deployment. This actually allows you to create a really customized interface for everything, and you don't need to recompile the code anyway. So I think this logic perfectly match the Cozystack framework pattern. So any application can be packed together with such YAML files, and they will automatically extend the dashboard of Cozystack. I think this dashboard will be really cool to having all the resources configured here. If you're interested to contribute, again, please let us know. I will help you. How can you define such YAML files? We need community help to defining the factories for the other applications. One more interesting thing is how this form works on creation resources. It automatically parses the OpenAPI schema from the Kubernetes and generates those forms in customized in automated way. But it still allows you to define where to fetch resources. For example, if you have enum, you can specify that you want to show instance resources from the Kubernetes cluster here. In case if this virtual machine, you can also specify that you can attach exactly those disks because they are already included. I really like the way how this is implemented because all the custom patterns, or how to say that, actually all the forms are working here fine. Let's say monitoring, it has opportunity to specify metric storages. Yeah, for now it seems not working. Interesting, just get broken. Anyway, we will fix it. So usually if you click Plus here, it will open additional window where you can put all the fields you needed to have specified. And this all is automatically generated from the Kubernetes resources, which is very cool. So if you're interested to support this project, I would like to put a few links. This is GitHub link to the Upstream project. It's just open sourced. It have no any documentation yet. The folks asked if somebody from community would like to join to this project and write a Helm chart or to do some ordinary tasks. And also here is community link to Telegram. It also just created. Feel free to join and contribute. If you would like to contribute to Cozystack, you can also ask us and we will help you to to help us. That's actually it. Any questions?
I have a question, Andrei, Robert. This dashboard is planned to replace what? It's all the dashboard replacement, or it's?
Yeah, we would like to replace our old dashboard because it is based on KubeOps project. KubeOps project is going to be deprecated till the end of this year. Previously, we decided to support our own fork of KubeOps, but for now, it seems that this new dashboard already supports many more things than our existing dashboard. And we see that sometimes dashboard is a blocker for choosing Cozystack. I think the old one will be removed and totally replaced by the new one. So the current task is to implement existing functionality of existing dashboard into the new dashboard, and then we will continue to extending it with new features.
Okay. Yeah. So, which frontend it's used, or which frontend framework it's React?
It is based on React, and it has two services to run. Yeah, it's written on TypeScript, and it also has BFF service backend for frontend, which also written on React.js.
Okay, thanks. I will have a look into the notes.
Feel free to join community. I think I like Cozystack joining many cool projects together, cool and open source projects. So we would like to help them with publishing it open source and making normal open source project, like preparing README, Helm charts, and stuff like that. But we also have a tasks to configure Cozystack using it. That's actually it. Any other questions?
When it's gonna be available?
I think we will finish it in till the end of summer. I hope so, because for now it seems like not much things should be done. The few things we did previously on KubeOps BFF should be implemented in our API, but it is even better because we will have the same behavior unified for Kubernetes API and also for how's it called, for UI. So we just need to finish few things to make it working. We need to change the logic a little bit to showing secrets and actually to get the feedback to the user after they deployed some applications. And that one of the major tasks, why can't we migrate right now? We need to find a way because the logic we used before, we just were catching the resources with the same name. This dashboard expects that we will have a list permissions for specific resources. And we need to update the logic of our API for this. But it doesn't look like a big change.
And another question, is that compatible with the tenant?
From the point I see, it should be compatible with our tenant system we have right now. So it still allows you to choose the namespace. We will filter it out by the tenants, but for example, tenants are already specified here. We are going to change. So one of the questions is how to define the tenants from the Kubernetes API, because Kubernetes not originally allow you to list the namespaces if you don't give users list rights for the namespaces. So we need to have some logic to discover those namespaces. And we decided to extend our API with additional resource like tenant namespace, automatically scan who actually sent this request and show the list of the namespaces available to the user. This is one of this change, and the second change is to show the existing resources which get deployed after the resource. For example, a user deployed Postgres cluster, we need to show them URL to access it from the service, from ingress, and also secrets, password, how they can access the Postgres with those passwords.
Great.
I'm sorry,
I like
am I answered your questions? All right, any other questions? All right, then let's switch to OpenFlower. The one of the thing I would like to discuss is how to implement API for getting application resources. There is an idea that we want to hide almost all the Kubernetes resources with our own API because we don't want user to manage the pods in management Kubernetes cluster. I think we will come to this in a while, but for now, the more major part is how to get proper output to the user. For example, like with the example with the Postgres or Kubernetes cluster. Kubernetes user created Kubernetes cluster, they need to get working kubeconfig. Since we develop extendable solution, we need to find unified way for defining such resources. And the major idea for now is to extend our API with new entities. So for example, for now, for every application, we want to output to the user the secrets, the services, and ingresses created. We need to find a way like API to showing those resources to the user. The main problem is secrets, because you can't give user access rights to list the secrets, but we need to show them somehow. For now, we're picking secrets from the dashboard, but this is not good because the same isn't working very well through the API. They need to know exact name of the resources created. And I'm thinking about implementing unified resource to get the state of the deployment. Let's say for now we have application resources like Postgres, like Kubernetes, and we need to somehow output the information about the deployed service to the cluster and have this way unified to let developers specify unified format for showing what exactly should be shown to the user. We were thinking inside about implementing Subresource. Let's say you have Postgres application, and in status, you can see all the information about the resources created. So that might be one of the options. Another option might be additional resource which user query, let's say Postgres they created Postgres and they can run kubectl get Postgres status and get all the information about the deployed Postgres instance. Another option could be is to keep the same approach like we're having right now and just cover existing resources which we can list with the our API. Especially in secrets, instead of secrets, we can use Cozystack secrets, which will work the same way like our existing API that will be backed by secrets, and it will list only the secrets with specific label selector. So if your secrets have additional annotation or label which allows to show to the user could access it with Cozystack secret. So I would like to discuss about this. If you have any ideas, please share your thoughts.
I just have a question about how do we handle the fact that some tenants want to not let access to their secrets to upper tenants, if I have understood correctly.
For now, I think we can stick with existing role-based access control. So we need to have the opportunity to. So I would like to keep role-based access roles and simply define, like if a user belongs to a specific group, let's say admin or super admin, they can list secrets. Others are not. Originally, users can't list any resources in upper tenants, only in downstream tenants. Maybe I did not understand your question properly.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you.
From another point of view, implementing resource or sub-resource could be difficult because we need to watch for, it might be working for get, and we actually just need to implement get verb for them. We don't need to write anything. The problem could be if the user run lists or even watches for the resource. And if we have multiple resources for which we need to watch, let's say it could be, I like the idea with sub-resource. But just for example, if we have status, we can output secrets, services, let's say URLs, which are originally ingresses. If all of them are looking for specific secrets, which containing specific label, and every service containing specific label and any URL, so anytime when user runs, I want to watch status for this resource, we need to run 3 separate watches and combine their results into one. Do you understand what I'm talking about, or is it too deep?
Maybe we could have sub-resources and just post links to them in status.
That might be an option. Like if you want to see the secrets, run this command. And that might be some additional sugar. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, for example, you have a PostgreSQL cluster resource, and then a number of sub-resources like PostgreSQL cluster status. Yes, it sounds like a bit ugly, but I think it will work. PostgreSQL services or PostgreSQL URLs, something like that. And status will just contain links or maybe names of those resources.
What about having generic resources for everything and just put certain labels on them? Let's say we know that Postgres cluster creates secret, ingress, and service. And we will automatically generate those resources on the fly, especially for the secrets. So a user can just see that those resources are created, produced by this Postgres cluster. So I think, yeah, from user perspective, it might be good to have a single status resource, but don't we break Kubernetes logic here? Just for example, if we create deployment, you don't know which pods are created under it. You only need to understand that it have link to the replica set, and replica set creates actual pods. Usually, user need to create multiple polls to understand which resources are belong to the deployment. From the other perspective, if you run kubectl logs for the specific deployment, that works, but the logic for finding correct resource is implemented on the client side. So I think it might be more natural to Kubernetes to have separate resources and to not overcomplicate the logic for combining the output from multiple of them. Another thing that we need to have some unified field which will say if a resource is ready or not. By the way, we need to also implement workload monitors here. And in dashboard, we can combine queries to those resources. I would like to stick to this approach. So we can have separate resources like we have right now, just show them in dashboard, and maybe to add some sugar into status to explain how to list those resources. All right, then, if there is no other thoughts on this, we have no other topics to discuss. Let's switch. Yeah.
Can I, because I was a bit late, can I put in one question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the question was, we talked with Evgeny Kozhukovsky, that do we have already documentation or something if we want to add some application on also? So Eugene is proposed to add the WordPress application to the Cozystack. So is it only done by yours now, or we can get documentation to do that by yourself?
That's one of the tasks we're working right now. So this is huge topic which called decomposition. But the first step for this decomposition would be to support external repositories. For now,
okay, proceed.
Yeah, for now, we already implemented this example repository. Not sure if Kirill on this call.
Yeah, I saw that you mentioned that you're preparing, and Eugene asked me, let's think about that. And I've checked it and understood that something, it's almost there, but it's not yet. And I've checked it if the WordPress has operator, understood that the applications for our type of deployment should have operator, because we have only everything is in automated way, right? It's not in patching using kubectl, and that's all. It will be not enough for our type of application. So to support the way the Cozystack operates, we need to have an operator, and at least to have full cycle, right? Am I understanding correctly? Is that?
Some applications can be acting without operator. If they are stateful, if you move all the state out of the application, it can be working without operator. We have few applications which prefer the way of having no operator. Let's say nuts and CVDFS. They works fine with Helm charts. We usually put such such applications into the system, and in application we just create Helm release. In this case, FluxCD acting just like operator for deploying all of these manifests.
Understood. But for the WordPress, it requires SQL, and it also can use Redis. So probably it will be more complicated, right?
You can use the custom resources of existing operators. We do that for the monitoring. For example, in monitoring application, you have Postgres clusters get deployed for Grafana and for Alerta. And they are part of this application actually, but the state of them still managed by certain operators.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But there is already existing operator for WordPress, including that. Okay. Thanks for answer. So I understand that we need to wait a little, and this will be possible.
So talking about external applications, we have this example. This is not completed yet. We're still working on that. This is how the external application repository will look like. So you can create, here is example for MongoDB operator.
Extra apps, you see there is a typo in name.
Yeah, this is just a testing repository. This is not.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Thank you. So it have the same structure like Cozystack has. So it has system apps, which includes MongoDB operator. It also will have application chart for deploying the MongoDB, and also some additional logic in core. So in fact, if you want to create additional applications which will be connected to Cozystack itself, you need to create similar repository. You don't need to recompile it. You just connect them using FluxCD. The only trouble is for now that our existing dashboard does not support if you use Git as source for the repository. So I think this feature will be supported by API in few weeks, and we will implement totally final support when we will have new dashboard, or maybe we will patch our old one for this.
It's thanks for updates, because it's most important, I hope.
Yeah, we already working on implementation. Many people reading on having this feature of functionality implemented.
Okay.
One more thing from my side. I am thinking that an operator is not required, and you can just make a deployment and put it in a Helm chart and make an umbrella chart for Cozystack, and it will work. You will need to specify a couple of YAMLs, which will describe the database or Redis service, and somehow you will need to get their path in your application, and that's it.
Thank you.
Many applications not require any additional operator. Some of them can be working fine with just simple deployments in, or even stateful sets. So you not always you need to have a specific operator. By the way, I will post a link to the community of our dashboard. Feel free to join. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, I was having a discussion and questioning the use of middle LB, as opposed to you already have Cilium deployed, where you can use it as gateway ingress and load balancer. If you modify the configuration, and then you also no longer need Ingress and GNX. So I looked at the stack. I thought it was maybe a little bloated when you had an application that could already achieve what you're doing with Middle LB and Ingress and GNX. So I was kind of curious as to why the stack was designed the way it was.
The Cozystack was built out of the technologies we used for many years. The Cilium support for load balancers was introduced, and at time of the first release, it was currently in pre-alpha. So at the time when we were considering how to pack the applications all together, we decided to continue using MetalLB as more mature product. In fact, they working the similar way like in Cilium, but we not forcing you to using exactly this. So you can use, you can disable MetalLB and use any other load balancers you want to. For example, in main, we already have implemented load balancer for Hetzner, and I think we will extend this pattern with other load balancers to support multiple environments. If we're talking about Gateway API, yeah, that sounds really interesting to replace existing Jinx Ingress with Gateway API. We just need to have, we have no human power for that yet, for replacing already existing solution, but we would really happy to do this. So if you're interested, you can join our community and contribute this to. We would rather to stick to Gateway API instead of old Jinx Ingress. It has many issues which are solved in Gateway API.
Okay. So I would need a way to deploy a test scenario with a modified patch that removed the requirement of Middle LB and could just use Cilium, but you require other variables for Cilium. I posted a patch in the chat 2 days ago, but I don't see how I can install this from the Git repo. So it makes it a little difficult for me to test it.
Got it. If you're interested about contributor way, you can go to the documentation, our development guide. It is very short, but it explains everything, how the things work actually, how we build Cozystack and how can you conveniently develop locally in your local environment. So anytime when you update your application, you don't need to recompile Cozystack itself. You can use this approach with basic targets like make update, make image, make show, make diff, make apply. Make diff will show difference between your existing environment, your local environment in server. Make apply will immediately apply the changes into the Cozystack.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Ahead.
If you're interested in testing it as existing functionality, there is an opportunity to override parameters. Actually, I'm not sure we reworked documentation a little bit. I think it should be in operations, bundles. Yeah, here. We have this option in Cozystack configuration. You can disable some components. Just for example, you can specify them like that. You can disable WinStore, you can disable MetalLB, and install other solution instead of this, because we constructed Cozystack that way to have everything replaceable. In case of storage, the storage class is interface. In case of networking, yeah, we depend a little bit more. But if you're talking about external load balancer, the service is actually an interface for this. So this way you can disable MetalLB, and in case if you need to add custom values for Cilium, you can specify them that way.
All right.
And
I'll
that will
take
be
a look at it.
applied. That will be applied in runtime. In runtime.
Good.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Do we have any other questions?
Sorry, can I?
Sure.
Sorry for my English. I apologize if this is a silly suggestion, but have you considered a Juju? They have a large library of applications. It's like Charm. Yeah, I can send them in them.
I think
Huh?
that was Juju Cloud, is it?
No, Juju Charms. It's like orchestrator of operators. I can send here. Yeah.
Got it. That sounds interesting. So not sure how exactly it works. Especially me and our team didn't consider that. But why not? I think not sure. Is it open source?
Yeah, it's fully open source. You can do with Juju. You can do operator without any logic, without programming. It's like writing the hem charts. It's like that. So you can do operator very fast and simple.
That sounds interesting. I would like to get some working example. For now, the operators are not the biggest problem for us. So we already have a lot of amazing features. We pack them together, but we still have not very good dashboard and still continuous improvements for API. Anyway, I think this approach might be working. If everything can be installed in Kubernetes, the same can be installed in Cozystack and covered with our API.
I think you can do it. It's I think it will be simple to implement in the Cozystack.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for suggestion.
Okay, thank you.
I will put this link also into our document for future considerations. Do we have any other questions?
Sorry, it's not
Suggestions?
it's not. It's yeah, it's incorrect link. I mean Charms Hub IO maybe. Yeah. Like Juju Charms, like Charms Hub IO. Yeah.
Now we will even remove my login during the community meeting. All right. Thank you for the suggestion. We have 10 minutes left. Let's take a look on pull requests. Do we need any attention to these pull requests? I would like to invite you to consider this new OpenAPI schema generator. If you can take a look and comment how it looks like, if it's sufficient to have similar syntax. All right. Here. And we had something else here. All right, the rest are seems already merged. And backscrap. All right. right, we have some cities in drinks and grass. Isn't it the same we already fixed already? I guess this is another one.
Yes, because we still report the version as 1.11.2, even though we did backport the fixes.
So this is different CV, isn't that? Security issue where auth URL ingress annotation can be used to inject configuration into Nginx. Oh my.
Oh, this is pretty much the same thing. You can see that it's referencing 1.11.5 and 1.12.1, which are the ones that fixed these CVEs. There was like 5 or 6 of them. Yeah.
Could you please answer to them in this issue, if you don't mind, because you have more context on this. Thank you. Yeah, those all of new issues are in are created for our roadmap, so we will keep it when creating an image. Yeah, today we faced with the issue on how CDI is working. In case if you're populating the image, it requires more space than needed for the actual image, because it creates 2 or 3 different PVCs. First, it creates PVC for downloading image from HTTP source, and the second is used to run KMOMG convert and save it finally. So not sure if it is issue, but we need to properly handle that somehow. I think it might be working in case if quotas would support some labels. Not sure if it work like that. Or we can even cover that with another type of resources. So something that we need to think about. We also had an issue about providing interface for configuring core DNS in tenant Kubernetes clusters. That might be also interesting issue for discussion. Actually, I didn't see many people who would like to configure core DNS pretty much hard. For now, we totally rely on Talos, which deploys core DNS in management cluster, and we fully rely on Kamaje, which deploys core DNS add-on in tenant Kubernetes clusters. That might be a good improvement to implement our own core DNS Helm chart to deploy in both clusters. But actually, I'm not sure if we really need that. No thoughts. Okay.
Maybe it could be useful in case if we implement something like VPCs per tenant or something like that. But until it is implemented, it feels like I'm not sure how it could be used.
That makes sense. But in case if you run your own VPCs, let's talk about that after we implement VPCs, custom VPC support.
Yeah, sure.
Because the VPCs implementation it's go around Kubernetes networking, and to implement this, you need to fix so many things before it start working fine and before it gets useful. All right, then. Probably we don't have any new issues. The last time to ask any questions.
I noticed some kind of change. I get a report. This is related to the core DNS thing. I get a report from my Pi-hole about what are the most common queries. And I don't know who changed what upstream, but at some point in the last week or two, I stopped getting a bunch of requests for etcd0 on the outside DNS, which is good. So
I guess I know what was the change. We found an issue where you use headless service for etcd. If any replica is not accessible, it is not added to core DNS. So the other replicas continue querying, like, give me an IP address, and it says, I don't know any IP address. So we decided to change that a little bit. For now, we don't use headless service for accessing etcd, and I guess that was related to your issue.
yeah, so I don't have any particular need to configure core DNS, but I have noticed something changed. So that's just to throw that in there. Thank you for fixing that.
All right, then. Probably we have no other questions, and we almost at the end of our meeting. So see you in 2 weeks, and thank you for attending. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.